again, they went out with your consent.
Mm-hmm.
It's not cheating. It's not cheating.
But on the other end of that, when you find out that your partner has been doing things outside of what you've already discussed or agreed that you were comfortable with and supported, then it's time to have some really hard conversations.
And this can get very, very in-depth and very visceral and very personal. It's like, because I've actually heard scenarios outlined of, yes, you can go out, yes, you can do whatever you want, except for this one thing that you and I do. And that's made special. And sometimes, for people sometimes that works.
Mm-hmm.
There's other things of like, yes, but what if my other beloved would like to do that? Now they feel bad.
Right.
Now, okay, why do we get a restriction? Does the new person get to call a restriction on this already established relationship? Because they have a thing that they would like to do that they would like to have special just for them.
And I feel wrong that, that you've done this with this person, and then, that person makes me feel guilty because they did that, and it's a whole thing. But you have to analyze and know your relationship and understand what barriers, boundaries, and everything else that y'all have.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing.
And sometimes it's trial and error.
Right.
Sometimes it's just not being an asshole.
Yeah.
A lot of it is trial and error.
And a lot of it's just not being an asshole. And a lot of it is also just taking into account the feelings of your other people that you have loyalty to, and taking your actions and acting accordingly in respect for the current relationships that you actually have. I mean, if you know so-and-so, feels a certain way about you just having a one-night stand with someone, well, I would hope that you would try to avoid that. Not saying that they should put restrictions on you or that you should be accepting of, but it's something that you know that this person is not okay with, and then you go and do it anyway. That's cheating.
Yeah. And
you can cheat in all kinds of different ways. You can cheat sexually, emotionally, physically. Some people, are asexuals, and touching, just physical touch or just being in someone's presence or sharing a very deep emotional connection is cheating. If you haven't agreed, okay, well, this is okay. I support you with this. And so, keep yourself in check. I mean, you're playing with people's lives and emotions and feelings, and it's horrible. So, so what? You're in a polyamorous relationship, and now you feel like you get your rocks off by just like going out and stepping out of the lines, or stepping out or whatever, because this is something that you quote unquote can't do. If you're just a rebellious spirit, find other ways to fucking rebel. Like, it's horrible. It's horrible if you're going to rebel against people who are set to be in your corner, because it really fucking hurts. And just find other ways to be rebellious. Don't hurt people who have good hearts and have your best interests in mind, because you're going to lose them real quick. And if they put up with your ass doing that to them,
eventually they won't, and it's not going to end well.
Yeah.
And
you're going to be shit out of luck, because your cheating ass is going to be stuck with people who put up with your cheating ass, which that wouldn't be,
I guess it's one of those things where if you're a one-night stand sort of person, be the one-night stand sort of person, but communicate that clearly to all of your lovers, future, past, present. Just communicate that clearly, so that if somebody tells you, hey, I'm not okay with that, well, that might be the wrong kind of polycule for them to be in.
Right. Mm-hmm. There are relationships, polyamorous relationships. There's all different kinds, right?
Again, there's no wrong or right way, other than the fact that as long as everybody agrees on it.
Right, exactly. But there's one called relationship anarchy, I think.
Yeah.
And basically everybody has free reign to do as they want, and nobody has, any kind of rules or whatever for people to follow.
That's okay.
If that works for you, that's great. And maybe if you find yourself being that type of person that will do the exact opposite of what a person has asked you not to do, then that might be the relationship structure for you. But I honestly feel like it won't supply you with that need to feel like you're skirting the rules.
Right, because if nobody's making rules, then you can't skirt or break them.
Right.
And you're going to find other ways to do it. So you need to find other areas, I think, to skirt the rules in other than relationships.
Yeah, I would have to say that that's a thing that you there's very few mindsets that I would condemn, because people are who they are. But if your mindset is, I need to closetly and secretly hurt this other person or do things that I know would be hurtful if they found out and just keep them secret, and that's how I get excited, well, okay, that's the one I can condemn.
Yeah.
One thing I want to bring up, the other side. If you're a person looking at a polycule and you say to yourself, hey, I'd like to break me off a piece of that, you know.
Break me off a piece of that polycule.
So, but here's the thing. Okay.
All the body ladies, all the body ladies, all the body ladies. Put your hands up.
But the thing is that if you're looking at a polycule and say, hey, that looks awesome, and I like this one person or that person or both those people or those 27 people in that polycule, I would like to be number 28. Realize that there's a proper way of doing it where so other people are involved, and it's always good to talk to the metamors, to say, hey, well, of course, talk to the person that you're person or people that you're interested in, but at the same time, you need to be aware that there's other people involved. So talk to them too. Say, hey, look, I'm interested. I'm not sure if y'all are open, if you're all closed, poly, but hey, I'm interested in, this person, or again, people. So communication. If you're outside looking in, don't think that it's an open door policy that, hey, that person's poly, then they'll pretty much bang anything.
Yeah.
In some cases, it's true. Other cases, not so much. And
just the name polyamorous does not mean DTF.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's one thing they have to realize, that if you're going to try to go behind the rest of the polycule members' back to get at somebody or some people, that is not the right way to do it. They're proper etiquette to do this.
Yeah, there's a right and a wrong way to approach a polycule. You have to be aware of their life. If the reason why their name came back up or on your radar is because they recently experienced a massive life shift, probably not a good time to approach.
Right. And that's the thing. Like, you need to, because I got to say that if...
Not speaking from experience or anything.
I don't know what you're talking about. But the thing is that if you come through the back gate of trying to get into a polycule.
Yeah, backdoor has a different connotation.
Right, that's why I was trying to use my words carefully here. But if you're trying to come in through the side door, I don't know.
If you're trying to be underhanded.
Right. There we go. Okay, thanks for words. But if you're trying to do that, the rest of the polycule might have a different opinion of you than you would think, because you're still trying to deceive somebody.
Yeah. Also, when approaching a polycule, the key line in there is be patient, because everybody is an individual and everybody is having their own day and their own time. And when you approach and you first kind of put it on the table of, hey, I like this person in your group and I would like to start things with them, and you're just kind of sliding that key on, and you look around, if you're looking for universal, absolutely unanimous approval right away, it's
bad news.
A lot of them need to sit with the thought for a bit.
Exactly.
And it might take a while. Okay.
And
now
I'm
you're
not talking like an hour.
Yeah.
I'm not talking like a minute or a day or a week. It could be months.
And it might take some time of them getting to know you, so that they know, okay, hey, it's great that you are interested in this person. I am too. That's why I'm here. I can't blame your attraction. I totally get it. Like, they're awesome. They're awesome in all kinds of levels and all of the things. But at the same time, you have to think they might need to trust you a little bit before, hey, can I trust you with them?
Yeah, I want to make sure that you're not trying to steal this person from me, that
Not
your
sure.
goal is the same as mine.
Or that you won't break their heart later.
Yeah.
Or just be a complete fucking batshit
Right.
crazy person where you're just crazy and manipulative and narcissistic and
One of those people who think, oh, they're polyamorous, so they must really just not be happy. So they're
Right.
having to go all of these places to find what makes them happy.
Yeah.
I can be the one that makes you happy.
yeah,
Mhm.
not them.
Oh,
Not
I'll be
them.
enough for you.
Yeah. And it's like,
These people
yeah.
aren't enough for
And
you, but I'll be enough.
honestly, people still do that.
Oh,
They
yeah.
still think that. It's like, it's kind of like the old stigma or whatever, where it's like you have the lesbians and the guy walks up to them and it's like, oh, you just haven't had the right guy yet. You know, your level of stupidity has surpassed my patience. Please
Right.
get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah.
Like
You
that.
have exceeded the limits of my medication.
Yes, that's exactly. Yeah.
I like that there was an example that I was presented with. I think it came across Facebook, and it was somebody who says you haven't found the right guy or the right girl yet. And I was kind of like, well, maybe you haven't found the right llama yet. Let me start recommending llamas to you
Mhm.
and sending you sexy llama pics. I don't know what a sexy llama pic looks like, but that was what the word said.
Rule 34.
It was Rule 34.
Oh no.
Oh Lord. Anyway, so it's just one of those like if you hear the words you're actually saying when you approach and say things to a polycule, if you break it down, you suddenly get closer to the truth of what you're actually saying.
Right.
So going back to the cheating
Hmm.
or not cheating, don't be a cheaterson.
Right.
Just don't. Just don't.
Just don't.
If
How do
you, like I said, if you get your rocks off by, being
Deceptive.
and horrible to the people who love you, then
Don't.
that's really fucked up. And you need to find a new hobby.
Mhm.
Don't be a Decepticon.
And don't be somebody who puts up with that shit either.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, don't be somebody who, oh, they'll change. No. They need to get to fucking stepping out where they want to step out all over the place, and you just don't have to deal with it anymore.
And if you're a poly person, don't get into the mindset of, I guess I have to be okay with this because I'm poly.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
That's a good one.
You do not have to be okay with it. If you're not okay, that's a thing.
Don't let them manipulate you into believing that that's the case either, because polyamory is not cheating. Polyamory and cheating are non-synchronous. Like, they do not sync up. They do not in so many ways. Like, that it's
Just don't do it.
nearly the polar opposite of cheating.
Don't be a dickbag.
Yeah, that's pretty much the
Yeah.
tagline of the episode. Don't be a dickbag.
Yeah, let's just sum that up with don't be a dickbag. Don't, don't treat your partners like shit.
And don't keep dick bags around.
Well, hold on a second. You might have to. It depends on people consider condoms as dick bags because it kind of is a dick bag. What?
It is. It's a bag to put it anyway.
Oh my god. This is what I have.
Yeah, this is what she has.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much what this episode comes down to.
Don't be a liar.
Don't be a liar. Don't be a Decepticon.
Talk to the important people in your life, and if they are important to you, if they're honestly important to you, you wouldn't deceive the important people in your life.
Right.
And if you can't not deceive people in your life, you really need to work on yourself.
Yeah.
And if you can't talk to your partner, you need to talk to your partner about not being able to talk to your partner.
Mm-hmm. Yes, if you have a problem with communication, take a sip, then
Sip.
what you really need to do is communicate about that.
Mm-hmm.
We have actually done that.
Oh,
We
yeah.
have.
Yeah.
Like, we're not talking about stuff.
I'm
and
like,
we
I
need to
don't
talk
even
about
know
it.
how to talk to you about this. I can't even. I'm
I
talking
can't
to
even.
you about not talking to you.
Yeah, and sometimes that's where the conversation needs to start, is
Yeah.
how
Mhm.
much trouble you're having the conversation.
Mhm.
But if you communicate, if you communicate, if you're clear, if you're transparent, if you put the cards on the table, if you introspect yourself enough to know that where your mindset is, and you know the other important people in your life to know where their mindset is, you can avoid broken hearts. You can avoid hurts. You can avoid all kinds of things just by taking the extra steps to talk about things, work things out, have a game plan in mind. Don't just go to the bar and realize, hey, I feel like I want to go home with this person suddenly. And then have it be like, oh,